my friends, today as before there are no offensive actions taking place on Russian territory. So let's dive into the situation on the Ukrainian front in detail. Things are really heating up here. Let's start with the Avdiivka direction. The occupiers are relentless in storming Ukrainian positions with both infantry and the use of armored vehicles. They are concentrating their major forces on the flanks. Ukrainian reports indicate that the occupiers are conducting highly intense offensive operations, first on the southern flank and then on the northern one, alternating to prevent Ukrainian forces from concentrating on a single flank and to disperse their strength across the entire front line. So they continue to attack the outskirts of Avdiivka, making it challenging to maintain the defense. However, Ukrainian forces are doing everything possible to prevent the encirclement of the city and the closure of the cauldron. Meanwhile, shelling across the entire front line persists, and the occupiers show no signs of stopping. Further south, battles are ongoing on the outskirts of Mariinka and near Novomikhailivka, but there have been no changes in the front line in the past day. There is hope today that Ukrainian forces can advance in the area of Novobakhmutivka. The Russians are already shelling there, and if Ukrainian forces can cut off the northern flank, it will be a challenging but crucial task that has helped in keeping Avdiivka under our control. Overall, the situation is extremely tense, with both sides pushing towards their respective goals. The Russians have made statements about Avdiivka, claiming they will go to the end.
Regarding Avdiivka, spoke with a large number of people, everything is going according to plan, reached the coking chemical plant. Yes, there are losses, of course. The decision is made, to advance. The operation is not to be concluded.
So the intense battles continue. In the Bakhmut direction, the situation remains complex. The occupiers persist in daily assaults with plans to advance towards Bogdanivka and the area near Kherson to seize a significant piece of territory, preventing our forces from liberating the city. Further to the south, battles are ongoing in the Klishchiivka and Avdiivka areas. The occupiers keep destroying a significant number of troops to obstruct the Ukrainian armed forces from moving forward. And for now, they are succeeding. Over the past day, there have been no changes in the front line. In the Siversk direction, there is shelling, but no offensive actions are taking place. In the Kremenna area, it seems the occupiers have realized they won't capture Liman for a second time. Therefore, all attacks have ceased, and even the number of shelling is minimal. It appears that they are regrouping for further assaults. There is even information that they are transferring some units from here in the direction of Avdiivka. In the Svatove area, the Ukrainian armed forces have also managed to stabilize the situation, repel all Russian attacks, and there is even minimal shelling. In the Kupiansk direction, complex battles continue in the Sinkivka and Ivanivska areas. Ukrainian forces report that yesterday the Russians attempted to breach near the railroad with two assault groups, but they were all repelled. The Russians still cannot achieve success here, and it stands today they are unable to make any progress. Unlike the beginning of the offensive operations, when they had some tactical success, they are currently unable to advance, and the front line remains unchanged. Now let's move on to the southern direction, starting with the Vuhledar area. There are many artillery shelling incidents, and the occupiers, after suffering significant losses without achieving success, have retreated to their former positions. They are now working on replenishing their battered units. Additionally, their general staff has announced that new attacks have started on 4 fronts. There are renewed offensive actions in the areas of Staromayorsk, Zolota, and 2 separate groups are advancing towards Vodyane near Vuhledar. This village is located about 6 kilometers from the front line. Unfortunately, the Ukrainian armed forces appear not to have created minefields like the Russians, which allows the Russian forces to rapidly advance to such a depth. In the Zaporizhia direction, the occupiers cannot entirely thwart the Ukrainian counteroffensive, and all their attacks from the flanks have been unsuccessful so far. However, the Ukrainian armed forces continue to engage in tactical battles, and in the last few days there have been increasing reports of attacks on practically all fronts, both from the flanks and toward Tokmak. Currently, over the past day, there have been no changes along the front lines, so we are waiting for further developments. And in the Kherson direction, the occupiers continue their challenge, but the Ukrainian forces haven't made any new movements to the left bank, and the front line remains unchanged. Meanwhile, in Belarusian schools, students are taking a solemn oath to participate in military-patriotic activities. They wear military uniforms and learn how to march. The Minister of Education has stated that at least one such class should be open in every school in Belarus. These activities are deemed necessary to ensure that every young person understands the importance of their duty and the necessity not only to love their homeland, but also to be ready to defend it in every sense of the word.
Сегодня у нас в рамках выполнения программы по патриотическому воспитанию проходит посвящение детей в классы военно-патриотической направленности. Сегодня около 140 детей принимают торжественную клятву и будут в дальнейшем обучаться в военно-патриотических классах. В рамках взаимодействия с учреждением образования военная академия у нас заключен договор на совместное сотрудничество. По этому мероприятию принимают участие курсанты. Ну и почетным гостем сегодня является начальник академии, который прибыл на данное мероприятие.
I also want to share with you a video where a Russian journalist interviewed the wife of a deceased Russian soldier. In the interview, she explains in detail why women in Russia want their husbands to go to the front lines.
Когда кто-то погибает на фронте, там едва не поздравления, потому что кем ты была до этого? Ты была неудачницей, ты была женой зэка, домашнего насильника, пьяницы, рецидивиста, грабителя, убийцы, разбойника, вора, там, я не знаю. А теперь ты вдова героя специальной военной операции. У тебя есть 5 миллионов, это как минимум, это без региональных надбавок. У тебя есть ордена, медали, почетная грамота. Именем твоего покойного мужа названа парта в школе, и пионеры отдают честь. И твои дети, дети павшего героя. Ты можешь купить себе квартиру, ты отличная невеста. Жилплощадь, деньги, подрощенные дети, статус вдова героя. Новая жизнь.
And that's all from me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.